Yo, what's up everybody? Welcome to this new Solo Leveling Arise video. Today I have a very important topic, and I've noticed that a lot of players making this mistake recently, and I will give you advice how to avoid that. So recently we just got weapon selection box for Sanji Wu, and we probably going to get another one with the Jeju Island update. And we have been rolling on the weapon banner and in the custom banner for a long time. Um, so I believe a lot of you already have some SSR weapons ready A5. And why I'm saying this? Because first, let's talk about what's the most important weapons that you should have in your account. Keep in mind, it's always good to have weapon of each element, at least one weapon, one good weapon from each element to nearly max state, because we know that the max state is the A10, which something I don't really advise any free-to-play player to do it unless he got extra copies, so that's always welcome. But we are not going to push for that because the return isn't really that massive or that impactful to your account. Now, what's the most important weapons to have? Now, in dark category, or not in dark, overall, the Plumb Sword is the first weapon that you must maximize in your account. I've talked about this in previous video, and I will repeat this. This is like buffer. You can think about the Plumb Sword like support weapon, can be always used everywhere. So it's something always good to have. So this is the first thing that you should maximize to A5, and it's really worth it. By the way, I just removed the badge or whatever on my hand, but it's still in shitty state. If the doctor notices what I'm doing, I will be in trouble. Anyway, the second one that I will advise everyone to go for is the Demon King dagger. This dagger will give you an insane DPS, insane damage, and this weapon has a good AoE, especially if you got it to A5. So pushing this weapon to A5 is really good idea. Now, really close here from the weapon selection, as you can, the weapon roll from getting it, especially that we're getting 30 summon tickets in like 3 or 4 days. That will be really maybe enough to get one of those two, but hopefully I get the Demon King dagger. If I got the Moon Shadow, it's okay. So yeah, the Demon King dagger is probably the second in the priority. Third, I'm not sure. I'm thinking about the Moon Shadow and the Phoenix Soul. Both of them is good options, but I'll pick the Phoenix Soul over the Moon Shadow for a single reason. First of all, the Dark has been the meta for a long time, and you should be careful with what I'm saying. The meta changing and shifting every time. The Dark and the Wind has been the meta in the game for a long time. Now with the Jeju Island update, we're going to get a new meta, new element meta. Now this could be the fire, it could be any other element, I'm not sure yet, but I'm sure that the dark won't remain the meta for that long. I mean, that will break the game, right? So for that reason, I'll pick the Phoenix Soul over the Moon Shadow. The Phoenix Soul right now is the best fire weapon in the game. Having this in your account will give you massive advantage in any content that has fire weakness. So let's say if you're doing the Battlefield of Time, I don't think there is any other weapon that will outperform this weapon if you have it maximized, if you invest on this weapon skills. So this is something you have to keep in mind. So we mentioned the Plum Sword, the Demon King Dagger, the Phoenix Soul. For the light category, I believe the Demon Knight Spear is probably the best one. And since this is something you can farm, this is gonna put the light out of the equation, because I don't think it's worth to invest in the Huntsman anymore. And the Demon Knight Spear probably worth way more to invest in than the Huntsman. So that's, as I said, put the light out of the equation. What do we have left? Water. The Grimoire is right now the best water weapon. However, although this weapon is good, but I believe it's not really that broken if we compare it to something like the Demon King Dagger or the Plum Sword. This weapon is behind. This weapon is really behind. So what is the reason of this video? My reason is I have noticed that many people already maximize the Plum Sword, the Phoenix Soul, and the Demon King Dagger. Already A5. And if you think this is not possible, I have a brother who my little brother started the game like 2 weeks ago, and he already got the Demon King Dagger to A5. I'm not joking, by the way. This is serious. So I believe a lot of players already have those weapons maximized, especially with the Moon Shadow. But I'm not really advised to push hard for the Moon Shadow advancement over the A3. Now A4 is good, 20% cooldown reduction or CDR. And the final one, increase the team members' damage by 15%, but that's only for those 3 seconds when like the slow time on the Moon Shadow skill, but it's not really that huge a skill compared to the new weapons. And all the new weapons, if we look at the Demon King Dagger, for example, the advancements matter way more now. The advancements become crazy. Like if we compare this 15% additional damage for fracture of time, it's like the slowing time only. This when the slow effect is active, I believe it's gonna be active for 3 seconds only, and 15% damage. I'm not saying this is terrible buff. It's good buff, but it's nowhere close to the Demon King A5. I mean, look at this. As I said, just the skill damage 50%, the distance charging distance 50%, AoE range 20%, wind damage 30%. This is way higher than what we have. It's worth to add another weapon to the equation, which the Zeke's Fragment. The Zeke's Fragment right now is the highest damage weapon in dark category right now. But you know, the overall damage isn't just about the weapon damage, because some skills like the Magnifying Slash, for example, or the Reap, dealing insane amount of damage. So pairing those skills with something like Moon Shadow may give you more overall damage than using Zeke's Fragment, although Zeke's Fragment itself dealing more damage than, let's say, the Moon Shadow itself. But as I said, those weapons, those two, will amplify the damage of your skills, the other skills, not just the weapon skills, your other skills. So since your other skills will do way more damage, that will put those weapons probably ahead in term of damage than the Zeke's fragment. I've tried the Zeke's in other account, but I believe was A1 or A2, so I can't tell you exactly how close it is. Most of the comparison that I've seen with between the Moon Shadow and the Ziggs fragment, or the Plum Sword and the Ziggs fragment, compare the damage of the weapon itself, which not fair equation. Those weapons buffing everything, buffing your ultimate, your attacks, your every single thing. So when the Moon Shadow effect is active, that's like 90% more damage. If you pair it with Magnifying Slash, I don't see the Zeke's fragment out in the DPS of the Moon Shadow. But as I said, personally I didn't try the Zeke's fragment A5 because I didn't have the chance to test it myself, guys. But theoretically, I don't think it is possible for Zeke's A5 to out this weapon. And even if it out this weapon in damage, and here is my point, it won't be that big difference, right? So this is what I want to clarify. Now, since many people have this one, this one, this one, and this one, those main four at A5, my advice is stop summoning on the weapon banner. Don't waste your summons. It's good to have more copies of other weapons. I know this is cool, but we're getting a new weapon with the Jeju Island update for sure. And mark my words, we're getting a new one. So what's going to happen? The new weapons started to rely on the advancements a lot. So since you have the most important weapons maximized to A5, not fully maximized. I mean, when I say maximized, that's A5. I know there is A10, but as I said, for someone who's low spender or free to play, I don't think it's worth to invest on them. So if you are someone who got those weapons, stop summoning here. Now, as I said, in my case, I'm going to keep summoning here. If I got the Demon King Dagger, and once we get the next box from pre-register to Jeju Island update, once I get that box as well, that will make my Demon King Dagger A5. At that point, I will stop summoning for any SSR weapon and saving all those tickets. I will remove this Demon King Dagger from here and only use my custom draw tickets for SSR hunters. This is what I'm going to do myself, and I really advise everyone to do the same, because we going to get a new weapons, a stronger weapons, and all the new weapons rely to match on the advancements. If you have a lot of tickets saved, that will put you ahead in the new content. If you got like 100 or 150 summon ticket, and this is not crazy, by the way, I'm not talking about something crazy. They'll be getting 30 in few days. There is the live stream, they will send us a lot of codes. Make sure you're subscribed to my channel. I always post all new codes and anything new in my channel. There's a lot of resources that will give you those tickets. So I highly advise, if you got the previously mentioned weapons, to save them. And yeah, this is what I want. Okay. This is what I wanted to talk about it. Make sure to save your summons. Don't waste it on useless weapons, guys, because I believe we getting a new weapon soon. Now, what's the element of the weapon? I can't tell. I mean, probably not dark, because there's so many dark weapons right now. Wind, we just got the Demon King Dagger, so probably not the wind. There is possibility to be water, and in this case it will be a DPS water weapon, because this one is like a support weapon, and the Skadi is big disappointment. So yeah, there is high possibility to get water. Maybe we get another weapon with the Phoenix Soul for the fire category, and hopefully not, since my Phoenix Soul is A5. I don't want another fire meta for now. So yeah, water is good. Water is good. Thanks very much for watching, guys. Make sure to like the video, subscribe to my channel, and yeah, make sure to follow me on the support program. I always send every new code to my supporters. So yeah, I really appreciate every single supporter, guys. We don't have many supporters yet, but yeah, we're going to catch up. I really appreciate every single support. Once I get new codes, I'll send it to you immediately. I'm probably going to get those new codes today. Once I get them, as I said, I'll send them directly to my supporters. And I always get the same questions. Why I didn't receive the codes? So once you sign in to your page, your page should look like this. And if you're supporting me, you will find that you support the Phoenix Gaming. At the bottom, you should see the codes I sent to you here. The code contents won't be sent through the game directly. Make sure you sign in, guys, and go to your page, click my page, go to the bottom, my Carbon history here, and you will see all the new codes, because I keep getting this question a lot. Thanks very much for watching. Don't forget to support. See you soon.